Monthly paying dividend stocks are extremely popular amongst dividend investors looking to generate income on a consistent basis. And this monthly income can be important in order to fund an investor's lifestyle, or of course to have more buying power on a frequent basis to reinvest into more dividend paying stocks and allow the power of compounding to do its thing at a quicker rate. Now, by receiving dividends on a monthly basis, investors are able to continue to reinvest at a faster pace than that of a quarterly payout. Because in theory, the investor with monthly dividend payouts, if they are choosing to reinvest those dividends, can get that money to work much quicker. Now, in this video, we are going to go over 2 high-quality monthly paying dividend stocks that, in my opinion, are on sale right now. These 2 names do not only have a long history of paying dividends on a monthly basis, but also a history of raising the dividends too. And on top of that, these are 2 companies that I would consider their dividends to be relatively safe. Now, we are going to go through all this and more right after you please drop a like in this video and subscribe if you enjoy content like this. Now, keep in mind, I haven't been buying into these 2 names a lot as of recently, just because they pay dividends on a monthly frequency. And I think it's important to take a moment and urge, especially newer investors, to never buy into anything just because of one single reason or one single metric. Rather, it's important to understand any investment fully, and this of course includes all of the investment's pros and some of the cons. Doing all this is important before investing your hard-earned money into a single stock or ETF. So the first monthly paying dividend stock that we're going to go over happens to be one of my favorite companies and happens to be one of my largest positions throughout all of my dividend stock portfolios. The name of this company is Realty Income, ticker symbol O. At last count, I think I currently hold around 1,200 shares of Realty Income throughout my portfolios that pay me quite a bit every single month. Now, Realty Income is known as the monthly paying dividend company. It's an S&P 500 company and a member of the S&P 500 Dividend Aristocrat Index. Now, the company is structured as a real estate investment trust or a REIT, and its monthly dividends are supported by the cash flow from Realty Income's over 12,200 real estate properties, primarily owned under long-term net lease agreements with commercial clients. To date, Realty Income has declared 632 consecutive monthly dividends on its shares of common stock throughout its 54 years of operating history. And on top of that, Realty Income has increased their dividend over 119 times. Now, Realty Income was founded in 1969, so it's been around for quite a while now. On the max chart, Realty Income is up 644.29%. So it's safe to say that even though Realty Income does offer a high starting yield, the potential for appreciation in the stock price is very, very evident because the stock has moved up so much over the last 20 years. Now, Realty Income is currently trading very close to the 52-week range on the low side, which is why I think Realty Income is a buying opportunity right now, and which is why I've been buying Realty Income like crazy as of recently. Now, some more stats on Realty Income. The current forward dividend yield is 5.09%. So again, as of making this video, this could be a good time to buy into Realty Income and a rare opportunity to lock in an over 5% starting yield. Keep in mind, Realty Income, for the most part, does not offer a 5% starting yield because the stock normally is trading much higher than it is currently. But currently, with the way the rest of the market has been trading and all the volatility, Realty Income is at a discount right now, if you ask me. Now, this is maybe my favorite thing of all about Realty Income. Look at how beautiful this is. A dividend history of monthly paid dividends for many, many, many years. We're talking over 20 years now. And the cool thing about Realty Income's monthly payouts is that they raise them very consistently. Now, Realty Income doesn't raise their dividend at an extreme amount. It's not going to be one of those quarterly paying, low starting yield dividend stocks that are going to raise their dividend by, 10 cents, 20 cents, but small incremental raises over time has allowed investors of Realty Income that have been holding onto the shares of Realty Income for a while, like myself, to get paid more and more and more over time. For example, I bought my first shares of Realty Income, I think somewhere around 2018, 2019. So I was getting paid around 21 to 22 cents per share of Realty Income per month. Now, just fast forward a few years after that, just 3 years, Realty Income is now paying almost 26 cents per share per month. And again, over time, if you multiply that by hundreds of shares, thousands of shares, you can see how the dividends can really add up. Now, Realty Income also offers something more than just a very high starting dividend yield and a long history of paying out dividends consistently. Realty Income also offers some pretty good total return. So if we used metric total return, which is share price return plus dividends paid out, Realty Income over the last 5 years has returned 43.96%. So although Realty Income has lagged the S&P 500, it still has returned around 9% per year over the last 5 years. The next high-quality monthly paying dividend stock that I can't stop buying more of as of recently is Main Street Capital. Now, Main Street Capital Corporation is a business development company specializing in equity capital to lower middle market companies. The firm specializes in recapitalization, management buyouts, refinancing, family estate planning, management buyouts refinancing, industry consolidation, and other things. Main Street Capital is in the financial sector, and the industry is in asset management. Now, what's really impressive is Main Street Capital's revenue. If you look at it on an annual basis over the past 5 years or so, Main Street Capital's revenue has been growing like crazy. And so has the stock price. Since just before 2009, Main Street Capital is up 196.3% on the all-time chart. And this might not seem all that impressive at first glance, but because of the fact that Main Street Capital is currently offering a starting dividend yield of 6.9%, which definitely makes Main Street Capital in the higher dividend yielding category. Now, Main Street Capital also pays a monthly dividend that has been raised a few times over the past 10 or so years. Now, once again, with Main Street Capital, you're not going to see massive dividend increases most likely because it's just not the style of the investment. But with Main Street Capital, investors can rely on monthly paid dividends with around 11 years of consecutive dividend payments. Now, this might be one of the most impressive parts about Main Street Capital. This is the reason I wish I would have bought more Main Street Capital a while back. And it's because the total return for Main Street Capital, which of course is share price plus dividends included, beats the S&P 500 on the 5-year time frame. So the S&P over the last 5 years has returned 63.93% as far as total return goes. Main Street Capital has returned 67.77% as far as total return goes. So in my opinion, whenever there's a company that's offering a higher than normal starting dividend yield, and of course has also beat the S&P 500, that company definitely will get my attention. So there we have it. Those are 2 high quality monthly paying dividend stocks that I've been buying a lot as of recently. Now, it's important to keep in mind that just because a stock or ETF pays out a dividend on a monthly frequency doesn't necessarily mean that it's any better than a stock or ETF that pays out a dividend on a quarterly or semi-annual frequency. But like anything when it comes to investing, we all have our own strategies and we all have our own needs and wants. And some dividend investors like myself are definitely drawn to the monthly paid frequency because the cash flow can be used to pay for bills, to pay for things in your lifestyle, or of course to be used to reinvest into more high quality names to allow the power of compounding really take shape. But I want to hear from you guys down below. What monthly paying dividend stocks as of right now do you have your eyes on? And also let me know what you think about Realty Income and Main Street Capital. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to please drop a like in the video and subscribe for more. Thanks as always, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.